Hey guys, Alex with Armadillo Armament. Yep, that name is a little bit different than what many of you may be used to. Previously, Rapid Fire Rundown. I wanted to change my name to my favorite animal and something that is more in line with the channel. There's nothing rapid fire about my reviews. I like going on long tangents, therefore the name change. Today, we're going to be discussing the Mayflower Gen 4 chest rig, talking about where I think this chest rig sits in the sea of modern chest rigs, as well as why I prefer this more expanded setup. Now, before we get into the video, please like the video if you enjoy my content. Comment down below if you have any comments on this chest rig or if you have any recommendations, topics of discussion, anything really. And subscribe if you enjoy this channel and want to see content similar to this. All right, so Mayflower Gen 4 chest rig. First of all, chest rigs have been becoming increasingly popular over the past couple years. Now, I am not the biggest supporter of chest rigs. I actually vastly prefer plate carrier systems. I have a SPC video you can go look at. I will have a new plate carrier set up coming up pretty soon. It's not going to be an AC1, it's actually the Defense Mechanisms MEP-C, but in my opinion, from a purely civilian standpoint, I generally speaking prefer plate carriers. The reason for that is, first of all, I like the ability to have armor on me, right? I go to the range and I see a lot of dumb people at the range. Having a plate that can protect my vitals is, something that I think is a great thing to have, especially on these public ranges. Once again, I've seen people shoot a steel target with an AR from 4 feet away with the plates facing completely straight. That ball could easily come back and hit you. Um, Furthermore, I think plate carriers are what you're going to wear when you are going or you're estimating that there's going to be fire coming your direction, or at least you're going into a zone where that could be a possibility. It also supplies you with ammunition, hydration, whatever you set up your plate carrier with, whereas chest rigs only offer you a greater an expandability of ammunition, right, or medical or water. So I think plate carriers just serve a greater purpose. Now, chest rigs offer one significant advantage over a plate carrier setup, and that is obviously weight. This Gen 4 chest rig, just the nylon by itself, is less than a pound. My plate carrier setup, each one of my plates are 7 pounds. And of course, I'm loading that with a bunch of other stuff. This, I'm loading with a bunch of stuff, but this is going to be significantly lighter. The reason I bring this all up is a plate carrier has a reason to exist in your wardrobe. If the shit hits the fan and there are riots in your city, right? We've experienced this during COVID times. There are riots in your city. Honestly, a plate carrier, not in public, but wearing a plate carrier, if you hear shit going on down the street, I'm gonna wear a plate carrier every single, every single time. A chest rig is more so if I'm going to the range and I don't want to break my back. Let's say I'm tired, or if I'm going on long walks, long hiking walks, or hypothetically, let's say I'm in some sort of military unit, zombie apocalypse. I'm not anticipating gunshots being fired at me, but I just want to have a lightweight chest rig and then a lightweight AR. I think a chest rig makes a lot of sense. Um, Now, I do vastly prefer this expanded style of chest rig for reasons I'm going to get into right now. First of all, I want to show you one of the greatest attributes of this chest rig. As you can see, as you can see, this is a H harness. I absolutely hate X harnesses. Do understand that you can, I think, actually change the Mayflower ecosystem and many other chest rig ecosystems between H and X, but I vastly prefer the H harness system. The reason for that is I find the X harness just is very easy to get this tangled in the back, and if you don't have someone helping you put on the chest rig, it can actually be really annoying. Now, that's actually a really large reason why I prefer plate carriers once again. My first couple chest rigs I bought were a Haley chest rig and a couple others, a D3CRM. And I found the X harness to be so annoying that I only ever used my plate carrier. Now, if you understand how to use an X harness and you understand how to get in and out of these things, efficiently and effectively, then they're great. Me, like I said, I have completely migrated over to the H harness system. And that's just because I can throw it on and just put this over my back beneath my collar. And this strap right here is just going to go around my body. This is a upgraded T-Rex arms kind of elastic strap to hold it a little bit tighter to your body. And it clips right in. And in under 30 seconds, I have load bearing equipment. X harnesses, if you like them, go for them. H harnesses, I vastly prefer them. Let's move on to the straps of the Chestrig. First of all, I'd like to point out that these straps are thick. This is a massive benefit. I found with the Haley Chestrig, as well as many other Chestrigs, that straps that are really thin, especially back here on your neck, I found they can cause a little bit of discomfort. All right. If you're loading with, let's say, 5 magazines or a couple 308 mags and a bunch of medical, because this is only on the front of your body, right, your chest, there's no rear plate like a plate carrier, weight distribution becomes a little bit of an issue. Now, weight distribution is exacerbated when the straps aren't evenly applying that weight to your shoulders, your traps, and the side of your body. If I were to complain about something on this plate carrier, which is kind of just my specific complaint and may not be as much of a complaint for you, it's these straps right here. I wish they were potentially padded, right? I wish there were like a sleeve that went over it. The argument for that is, hey, it can get kind of tangled up, or maybe they tested that and they didn't find it to be as good. But honestly, I'm wearing a chest rig for the comfortability. Otherwise, I'm going to be wearing a plate carrier. I wish this was a little bit more comfortable. I've seen a lot of plate carriers on the market that actually do have kind of padded, not sides, but padded straps, and the buckles aren't as harsh. And I think I'd probably be very happy with that ecosystem. However, once again, this is a very tiny complaint. Overall, the straps are great. One other note on the straps is, as you can see, I have comms right here. This is just a Baofeng, whatever, UV5R, upgraded battery. I got a PTT. And this isn't the best setup for it. I highly recommend that you weave your PTT through. As you can see, there's a lot of moly here for wire management. You can probably better wire that in. I just wanted to give you guys a demonstration of the ability you have with comms. This is a comms capable system. All right, moving down to the meat and potatoes of this review. We're going to be talking about the actual chest rig itself. As you can see, this is not very user customizable, and that's good and that's bad. I had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and he wanted a blank molly. And a lot of people, they just want a blank molly and they want to customize it. They want to put SMG mags and AR-10 mags and a specific pouch for medical and a specific pouch for hydration. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I can't explain how nice it is to just not have to worry about any of that. I hate Molly. I hate Alice straps, clips. I hate mollying pouches onto things. I find that I either do it wrong or it's not tight enough or it gets loose or it's very time consuming, right? So customizability is great. Modularity is kind of the key word in modern firearms, right? The P320 is modular. The new SIG Spear, not LT, but the whatever new SIG cartridge is modular. Everything's modular. My MEPC that's coming is modular. My SPC is modular. But me, believe it or not, I kind of hate the word modularity. And like I said, it's just because it can be a hassle, but also I find that modularity can actually add a little bit to the bulk of the system. All right, when you are mollying things, these pouches aren't going to be as secure because once again, this is built into the fabric of the chest rig, right? So the pouches aren't going to be as secure. They're going to sag a tiny bit, as well as it can be significantly more expensive. People don't realize that. Companies, this is about $200, $209 if I remember correctly. But companies will sell you a $150 version of this that's blank and then charge you $40 a pouch. And then you've got a $500, maybe it's customized to your liking, but at that point it's like $500. You could buy yourself a Glock for that much money. right? So I don't love customizability. If you need the customizability, do it. I'm not saying not to, but just understand that I kind of like turnkey solutions is the word for it, right? I like these solutions where I can just buy something, put it on, done. This carrier, this rig, not a plate carrier, has what I would like to call a lot of general purpose pouches. Obviously, I'm going to tilt this in so you guys can see it. Obviously, you can see that I have a AR-15 pouch, AR-15 pouch, AR-15, and an AR-15. But this pouch is holding my Baofeng UV5R. This is holding an AR mag, an AR mag, an AR mag. Over here, I have a flashlight that's just kind of clipped into a piece of fabric, but you can do that with Leathermans. Over here, this is what I was talking about when I say GP pouches. I love GP pouches. And I like to go on a small tangent for a second. With a plate carrier, I feel like you need to be very specific with what you put on it. Otherwise, it can kind of get crazy, right? If you have 5 pouches on your cummerbund, 5 pouches on your cummerbund, backpack, 4 mag pouches, double stack mag pouches, an admin up front, a dangler, it can kind of get insane. And I feel like a plate carrier should be plates, uh, medical, potentially hydration, and then mags that you can also like reinsert. The difference between what I just described, though, and a rig setup like this is I generally prefer my rigs to be very general purpose. Once again, I had this conversation with a friend the other day, him wanting to put MPX mags in this. I see no problem with stuffing 2 MPX mags in each of these shingles, if you will, or each of these M4 flaps, because you can use the retention to keep them in and they'll fit. Or at least I tested it with Glock mags and it'll fit. So I'm assuming it'll fit with MPX mags. But I really prefer GP pouches, and that is what this does. There's a lot of kind of specific pouches on it, but it does have a lot of general purpose rigs coming out, like the T-Rex Arms rig that just came out and the Garantham rig that just came out, both look really good. And you'll notice that they are mostly general purpose pouches. There's a reason for that. And it's just because sometimes you don't want to have 4 mags and that's the only thing you can throw in there. That's one reason I really disliked the D3 CRM is I could only put a couple mags, couple pistol mags, and have a little admin pouch. Sometimes I want to have a radio. If you're in the military, maybe you need multiple radios. Radio for base, radio for people in the field, bunch of medical, maybe hydration, maybe 2 pistol mags because you're not carrying a full-time rifle with you, right? I enjoy the general purpose aspect of rigs, and that's kind of where I feel like they sit in the niche, right? That's their niche, is the ability to really just kind of do random shit. Because once again, if I'm going to war, if I hear riots down the street, I'm putting on a plate carrier. I'm not ever wearing this. This is for when I'm going on hikes. Or if I'm just enjoying myself in the range. So back to the rig off that little tangent. You will see that I have a general purpose pouch right here. This GP pouch is just filled with medical. Let's fold this back a little bit. I have some bandages, but there is a ton of room in there for basically a full individual first aid kit. To the left of that, I have a pistol pouch that is pretty tight. I think it's probably more designed for multi-tools, but PT26 mag. So, once again, if you were going on a little hike and you just have your pistol on you and you want to carry pistol, hydration, a bunch of medical, 2 pistol mags plus a bunch of other extras is a pretty sweet deal. In the front, we have yet another general purpose pouch, but guess what? I can put a 20-round mag in it. So you can run medical, but if you want to have a greater workload with you, if you want to have a greater ammunition supply, it does offer you the expandability for that. I'm going to take this off for you guys, just so we can look a little bit more into the pouches. Now, to the front, we have more either pistol pouches or I have tested, you can fit a lot of markers, you can fit lighters, you can fit Leathermans in there, screwdrivers. I actually have a kind of like a little like a Glock armor set that will fit in there. It's a great tool pouch is what matters. The exact same thing right here. Once again, pistol pouch, but you can use it for tools. another general purpose pouch because this is kind of flipped, and I just stuffed a bunch of Allen keys in there. You never know when you're going to need to do some mechanical repairs on the range. A lot of optics kind of require dumb proprietary tools. This can be a good pouch for it. Over here, once again, we have a pistol pouch. You'll see that I slammed a Glock mag in there. It is pretty tight for a Glock mag, so I probably would recommend it more for a Leatherman, but still very possible to get in there. And then over here, you have, once again, a massive general purpose pouch. The other one wasn't filled that much. This one is filled with multiple bandages and multiple medical supplies. This you could easily fit another individual first aid kit in. Um, that's really it, guys. It's a chest rig. There isn't too much to discuss here. I told you that we have the four M4 magazines up here. You can remove these tabs that secure them in place if that's not your style. I prefer to keep them there. But it's a pretty simple chest rig. But that is really what I like about it. The Haley Strategic rig and a couple of the rigs I've used are just too proprietary for my liking. So I gravitate towards rigs like this that really allow me to kind of customize it to whatever my mission is without going through the great ordeal of mollying a bunch of completely like changing the entire system, right? The general purpose pouch suite is, like I mentioned, a benefit in the sense that you can throw whatever in there. However, do understand that it does have cons of not having like active retention for the magazines, maybe not being as secure if you are trying to run certain tools. But once again, this is my preferred rig setup. All right. If I have any updates on the setup in the future, maybe once I have a couple months on it, I will be having a updated review. If you have any questions about this rig, please chime in down below. Thank you for tuning into the channel. This is Alex with Armadillo Armament, and I'll see you guys in the next one.